Hi, sweet kindergarten families. I am so excited to start this year with you guys. It's going to be a little bit different, but I'm excited that we're going to be in person to have a little bit of normal school. So let's go ahead and jump in. I have put together a PowerPoint presentation that you guys can go over at any time that will tell you all the information for parent orientation. So I'm going to walk through it right now with you guys. If you want to get it out, that's totally great. Or if you just want to look at it later, that's totally fine too. So before we get started, I thought I'd introduce myself. I know some of you, but others I don't, and I'm really excited to get to know you guys. So my name is Hope Martin. I graduated from UTC. 3.5 weeks after I graduated, I moved to Uganda. I was able to go work with a local nonprofit, a Christian nonprofit, and I helped open and accredit their preschool. While I was there, I was also given the job of mentoring the teachers because teachers in Uganda are taught to write on the board and not speak or interact with their students. So my job in mentoring them was giving them tools to be able to have like hands-on experience with their kids, which is a foreign idea to them. And it was really sweet to be able to watch their teaching ability grow, but also watch the kids and how they interacted with them. So on our PowerPoint, you're going to see our class list, and then you are going to see our class rules. 2 rules that we say every single day are we obey first and fast, and we have a happy heart and a good attitude. Those are 2 things that are kind of like our foundation for our classroom. We want to be quick and obedient, and we want to have a happy heart and a good attitude. So feel free to go ahead and read over all the other rules that we have. There's just a few. It's pretty simple. A lot of it is stuff that is applied in all classes, so it's not anything new for them. With our class schedule, I have given you a version of our class schedule. Hopefully this is the final version, but things can change up until the last minute. So if our class schedule does change, I will send you our most up-to-date schedule. Currently, this is where we've landed, so hopefully it stays this way. One part of our day that I find to be so special and just almost sacred is we do worship and prayer together. So before we start getting into any of our academics, the students and I come together and we worship together, and then we share prayer requests. Once we finish sharing prayer requests, the students have a chance to pray for the prayer requests and pray over their friends, which it's just so amazing to watch their hearts become molded for their friends and molded to care about things that God cares about. It's just so sweet. So those are 2 parts of our little day. I typically email out the prayer requests that the students share with us. Now, I think it's really sweet to see into the kid's heart, but again, it's also just really funny because of the way that they say things. I had a parent last year who told me that he read the prayer requests to his office every day because they were hysterical. And obviously, if there's something like confidential in the prayer request, I don't put that part in the prayer request. I make sure that everything we share is very, like, everyone's allowed to hear it, if that makes sense. So let's talk about school supplies. So if you bought a supply pack, I have already put it all away for you. I've already labeled everything. Your child is ready to go. If you are purchasing your own supplies and you are going to be bringing them on the first day of school, you do not have to label them. If you already have, that's great. If you have not, I will label them for you, and I'll get it all set aside and put together of what needs to go where. So one less thing that you guys have to worry about. If you don't know what the supplies are, the list is on the GCA website. So we know what to bring for the school year. Let's talk about what to bring for each day. So our daily supplies are our backpack, our yellow folder, and our lunchbox. If you're ordering hot lunch, you do not have to bring your lunchbox on Monday, Thursday, or Friday. If you do not order hot lunch, then bring the lunchbox every day. Your child will need their yellow folder. It will have their homework in it, their behavior calendar, any notes from me. So make sure that you check the yellow folder that it's in the backpack. So your homework. Each week, I will send home a packet that has 4 days worth of homework, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now, with this homework, each section is just a little section for each day, and it's labeled. So it'll say Monday, and then it'll have its section. It should only take about 5 to 10 minutes to complete. If it takes more than 10 minutes, just write a little note by Monday and say, hey, we did our 10 minutes. Over and done, and move on. I don't want you guys working for longer than 10 minutes because I want homework time to not cause stress or anxiety or worry or frustration. 10 minutes, over and done. The next day, just start on the next day's work. You don't even have to go back and finish it, okay? I just want it to be simple, and I want the kids to enjoy practicing their work. You also have sight words that you can be practicing at home. Each week, I will give you a list of sight words. You'll have one list for 2 weeks, so it'll rotate. You'll get 2 lists a month, and each list has 5 words on it. I do not expect you to teach your child these words. I will be teaching them in class, but I do expect that you reinforce those words at home. Let's talk about reading. Reading is another really big thing. The more you read with your child, the easier it's going to be for them to learn how to read. It's going to build their phonemic awareness and give them a good foundation of vocabulary as they're learning to read. So reading is super important. A lot of times I tell parents to make sure that you read a book or 2 before bed. Super easy to throw that into your routine. Let's talk about dress code really quick. Dress code for GCA is a red, black, or white polo shirt with the GCA logo on it up in the corner. The bottoms must either be khaki shorts, khaki pants. Girls can wear the plaid skirts or the plaid jumpers. That's Monday through Thursday. Then on Friday, you are allowed to wear your spirit wear. So a GCA spirit shirt, and then you can wear either jeans or jean shorts. You are not allowed to wear athletic shorts though. You are allowed to bring a GCA sweatshirt if you would want that as well. Let's do snack and bathroom really quick. I know there's a lot of information. I'm trying not to make this too long or too painful for you guys. So snack and bathroom. We have 2 bathroom breaks built into our day where we go as a class down to the bathrooms. If your child needs to go more frequently than that, that's totally fine. We have a bathroom in our classroom, so they are able to go whenever they need. We just have 2 scheduled big class bathroom breaks. We also have 2 snacks each day. So we have a morning snack and an afternoon snack. I would suggest putting your snacks either just straight into the backpack or in a different bag, not the lunchbox, because I've had students who will eat their snack during lunch, and then when we have our afternoon snack, they don't have anything to eat. I learned my lesson the hard way my first year with not having an afternoon snack. I had a lot of 5-year-olds crying because it was a long day and they were tired and they were hungry. So afternoon snack is very important to make sure that they are happy when they go home. So make sure that you pack an afternoon snack. Let's talk about classroom management. So in our class, we have a 5-color clip chart. Our colors are purple, blue, green, yellow, and red. Every day we start on green. We get a fresh start every day. When we are following directions, we're on green. If your student is caught making good choices and is following our classroom rules, they get to move up to blue. If they are being a leader and a role model and they are being encouraging and following our rules, they'll move up to purple. If we are on green and your student makes choices that are disobedient or disrespectful, I give them 3 chances. The first 2 times they get a warning, and then the 3rd time they have to move their name down. If they continue to make those choices, they'd move their name down again to red. If your child ends on red or yellow, I will send you an email just telling you what happened in the day, why they had to move their clip down, what the consequence was, and then what we talked about and what solution we came to of how we can make a better choice next time. So you will hear from me if it's yellow or red. If it is something that requires a parent conference, I'll reach out to you guys, but typically an email is all we need. So with the behavior chart that is on our wall that the kids will have, your child's folder, every child will have a folder like this in their backpack with their name and their number across the top. you will have a calendar in your folder. Now, this calendar serves as two purposes. I will sign my initials in the color that they are on in the day square of whatever day it is. That is my way of telling you what color they were on, how our day of school was. If I need to write a little quick note in there, I'll put that on the calendar. What I need from you guys is I need you guys to also initial inside that box so I know that you are aware and that you've seen what color they ended their day on. In their folder, there's also two different sections. There's a send back side where if there's a form that needs to be filled out, anything for a field trip that I would need to collect again, I'm gonna put it on the send back side. Any completed classwork is going to go on the keep it home side. This can be cleared out every single night or once a week, whatever is easiest for y'all. If you need to leave a note for me, folder is where it would be best because I check the folders every morning and then I prep them at the end of the day. So let's talk about birthdays. We love celebrating birthdays at GCA. It's gonna look a little different though. So birthdays are not gonna happen in the cafeteria. They are going to happen in our classroom or outside. The thing that's gonna change is you have to bring in an approved treat off of the list. If it is not on the approved treat list, unfortunately, we can't serve it. But also, your treat needs to be individually packaged. So here's an example. Oreos is always on our approved treat list. If you bring in a box of Oreos or Oreos in individual Ziploc baggies, I cannot pass that out because we're trying to limit the amount of germs that are being shared between people. If you bring the Oreos that are pre-packaged in those little individual sealed Oreo things, we can pass those out. That's great, but it has to be pre-individual packaged and on the approved list. Okay, I mentioned earlier about the school that I helped start. One fun thing that we get to do is we get to be pen pals with them. So each year we write letters back and forth and we send pictures. So with our pen pals, it's gonna look a little different this year because the schools in Uganda are unfortunately still closed. We're hoping that they'll be open up again in January and we'll be able to start writing our letters to them then. Now with pen pals, you will get a form that you will either sign and approve or sign and deny that you want your child to participate in this. When they participate in pen pals, their first name will be shared and our class picture will be shared so that our pen pals know who they're writing to because we have pictures of all of the pen pals with their names. So we want to be able to share our names with them as well. No other personal information would be shared with the pen pals, just their first name. So services provided by GCA. We are really lucky to be able to have a speech therapist, an occupational therapist, and a reading specialist at our school to be able to support students that just need a little extra boost. If we would ever need that, we would call parents in for a conference and we would talk through everything and see how we would want to work that out. Our speech therapist, occupational therapist, and reading specialist have two different ways to provide their services. So it's either push in where they come into the class and help provide support during my instruction, or they do a pull out where the student would go out in the hall twice a week for 30 minutes to practice some of those skills that we had been learning in class. So I mentioned earlier about Seesaw. I will give you a video walking you through exactly how to upload things, about how to set your account up, what it's gonna look like, what it means to get notifications and submit work. It's really user-friendly. There is an app and there is also a website, so you don't have to do it from your phone if you don't want to. But let's quickly talk about changes for this year due to COVID. So we are still gonna be having chapel every single week. It will be Tuesdays from 1:40 to 2:15. But instead of being in the sanctuary, it's gonna take place in the gym. Parents are still invited and encouraged to come, but we are asking that parents do not sit with your student. So parents will have their own separate space to come and sit and participate just away from the students. For the first 9 weeks of school, we are also asking that parents do not come and eat lunch with your student. We are still able to celebrate birthdays, but will probably happen outside just so that we have space to social distance. But you just can't come to lunch for the first 9 weeks. There will also be no field trips for the first semester. Fingers crossed we can go on all of our field trips second semester. Two other things. Pickup location is going to be different this year. So you're going to pick up all of your kids from one location. So if you have students K through 8, because you have an 8th grader, you're going to pick up all your kids at the middle school location. If you only have a kindergartner, you're going to pick up your kindergartner at the kindergarten location. The difference this year is you are not allowed to change locations based on what kids you are picking up. So even if you are not picking up your middle schooler, all of your kids are still going to go to the middle school dismissal location, so that each day they're going to the same place with the same teachers. If you need to send your child to aftercare, and that was not previously reserved, you need to email both myself and the front desk so that we are all aware of where your child needs to go. All right, I know that was a lot of information and that was quick, but if you have any questions, feel free to email, reach out. We can set up FaceTimes or phone calls if you need. Don't be afraid to ask any questions, and let me know if there's anything that I can do to better serve and support your family in this uncertain time of education and COVID. I look forward to seeing you all.